Am I good? Does the microphone sound okay? I hope this sounds okay. I mean, I'm actually using a different microphone today. But that's just me. It's my sister's making my dog bark. Great job. Hello YouTube, it's Flaherty here. It's been actually quite some time since I have done a video. Right now, though, I'm not all set up, so just be prepared editing it, but I'm just letting you know I'm not prepared yet, and I am setting things up right now, if you haven't read the title. But how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing great. And of course, my sister's making the dog bark. I get the feeling she's doing that on purpose. Already, if you're the one watching this, make the dog bark again. Okay. Okay, she's just doing it out of boredom. Okay. I have a new mic here, so I'm trying to make sure it works. And I don't know if she actually was making it because the timing is a little different, so it may have just been me. I don't know. I wonder how everybody's doing. I'm sorry I haven't been doing videos recently. Gosh, when was the last video I did? I don't remember when my last video was. Well, it was 3 weeks ago, so it wasn't that long ago, really. But I mean, uh, it's not anything like terrible bad. But yeah, yeah. So no, I'm okay. Never mind. I thought I had been gone a while, but to me, it's been a while. I mean, 3 weeks is, I don't know if that's the longest I've not done a video. I can't remember. Yeah. So I'm done with finals. Well, I've kind of been done for a few days now, just been working. That's just been getting in the way. I've had my birthday. I've also been celebrating the other December birthdays. I think it was like yesterday I did that. And I had my whole family over. It was fun. What else has been going on? I've been reading a lot more, so I'm hoping to get back into the Wattpad series. Has it happened yet? I don't know. Also, I've been getting a lot of hate comments from this one silly video I've been watching, and people can get really negative. I just found out, but that's the internet. What do you expect? So, if you haven't seen the title of this video, yes, this is cartoons that I actually watched as a child. Are kind of confused by my avatar. I don't know if I might caught that. I'm 22, and yes, I have a pony as my avatar. Deal with it. I drew it. I used a base, and I drew everything else with it. Get over it, and I worked too hard onto it. Just wanted to state that. I just been getting a lot of people asking me like, "Oh, are you like a child or something?" It's like, no, I just liked how I drew this, and it was my latest work. And I don't like showing much. Well, I mean, I show my face on camera, but not all the time. Anyway, I just wanted to say that if people are judging me there, that's all. Okay, now let me just pull up the cartoons. I have to type them out because I try to remember. Um, uh, eh, I'm trying to do stuff. I don't know. What's that other one I used to watch? What was it? Mm. Um, uh, that spell that. And then I'm also trying to make a way that my microphone is actually up to my mouth so y'all can hear me talk. Um, kind of difficult, literally. It's just me and the wavelength of this, or whatever, like the, um, how fast. I can't think. I was about to say something smart actually, and I don't remember what I said. Smart, but I was being smart. Mm, what else was there? I mean, the common ones, like, I'll go in here saying the common ones are Sesame Street when I was little, very little. Um, Berenstain Bears, I'll type that up though, because I don't know if anybody actually watches it. I don't even know if they're on still. Still. Christine. Got that right? Nope, I didn't. I'm gonna use our favorite thing called Wikipedia. The Tubbies. Yeah, I'll tell a funny story about that one though, but yeah, did watch that. Sheesh, why does she keep doing this? Trying to find Wikipedia here. There he goes. Another one. What else? Hmm. Uh, maybe that one. Oh, I know one. I know one. Um. Hmm. What else was there? There's tons more. I'm just trying to remember the names of them. I mean, this one I'm gonna be typing up. I don't think actually not many people know about, but I used to like it. And I think this one like had oh god, how many? It had like 40 episodes and all, and I liked it. Although it's like back in the day, when there's the opening song I was listening to actually recently, called by done it was done by Aaron Carter and Kayla Hinkle and all that. There's only one season though, but it was good. I think it was from 2002 to 2003, so not a long run, but it was good. What was another one I watched? Oh, hope I spelled that right. Why do I have trouble spelling these? I don't know. Uh, hmm. There's more. I'm trying to remember. I'm at like one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. I'm on nine right now. I'm trying to think. Oh, why did I forget that one? I always watched it so many times. I think I had the movies, and they'll play into important part here momentarily. Mm. Oh, wait. How did I forget that one? I remember we planned a presentation with it. Um, there's more. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to like go back into like the Cartoon Network here. Oh, duh. It's a weird show, but it was good. Um, what else was there? Uh, I'm also going to the Disney Channel shows that I've seen. I'm trying to remember them all. I've seen a lot of Disney Channel. I was like a big fan of them. I wonder if I could just Disney Channel shows. Uh, Not the ones that are popular. Oh, well, how did I forget that one? I really actually don't know how I forgot that one. Uh, how did I forget that one? I don't know how I forgot that one. I hope I didn't slow my computer down. I probably am, but it's okay. Uh, I'm only doing for the first version of it. This show I pulled up. I'm just gonna do the first version or first season of it because I know there's more, but I just didn't really care. What else was there? Um, Trying to find ones, like back in the day. Oh, how did I not watch that? Um, what else? This one, that one. What else was there? That, that, this one, that one. I have a lot, so be prepared for a long video. Okay, those are the ones. That's it. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So far. And there's probably more, but I can't remember. Oh, nope, make that 21 because I just now noticed this one. So we'll just start off with this first one over here. So there's like 21 I found. Oh, hey, Shadow. Okay, so we have like 21 right now I found. There's probably more, and I'll probably do a separate one that was like on Cartoon Network or something. I don't know. I'll see what I can do, but I want to do this. Yes, sorry, Shadowkin. I know. Okay, so first one here. This I don't even know if it's hasn't it ended. Did it end? It ended six. Nowadays, actually, know it. I don't even know if it's being rerun. That's just me thinking, but I know there's like other chronological shows based on it or the characters. Um, so this one, oh, now I figured out one of them. I'm an idiot. I forgot that one. Okay. Okay. Well, okay. So the first show I'm going to talk about is Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius, or The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius, to be exact. I shouldn't get them mixed up with the movie version, which is how I came to know about Jimmy Neutron. So what that is basically this It's a show. It's in the American Computer Animated Television series. That's by I think somebody named Davis and Steve Oderk. I can't say his name, but it's a spinoff to that film, The Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius, which was originally on to Nickelodeon for about seasons. I think it started like in July of '02, and the final episode was aired like on November 2006. But I think there's still reruns that are being aired on Nicktoons or network. I don't know. Um, the reason that I like this is because there was also the Fairly Odd Parents, which crossed over into the show, where there have been, I think, say two, but I think it's actually three. Uh, um, yeah, I think there's three. All the titles. Oh, it's listed right here for me. I don't know if I've actually watched the third one. I think I only watched the first two. Maybe. But the Fairly Odd Parents that crossed over episodes were uh, Jimmy Timmy Power Hour, When Nerds Collide, and then I guess there was the Jerkinators. I can't remember if I've seen that one. Maybe I have. I don't know. But it's where Jimmy Neutron meets the main characters from the show The Fairly Odd Parents. I'll probably make a part two of this list because there's more, but I just haven't had time to put them in. Um, I'll go into what that show is later, though. Mm, I'm trying to see what this one is. Uh, but yeah, there was a lot of them. There was a lot. So I think there's a best of seasons, which is like season one first best seasons for like of September 16th of '08. I don't know what that means, but if I had to pick what my favorite one was, I can't really remember because I like them all. Although, okay, so what I had found out was that even though the producers, I think, wanted to make the fourth season, their plans for that season were kind of scrapped after DNA's productions, which had closed as a result to a lackluster performance. Bully. There were like scripts written for the season. There were four of them. Two of them were not revealed. The new season was planned to be actually more serious and much more darker than the previous. So, like deep impacts, the return of evil Jimmy, who would have struggled with Jimmy in the definitive that last encounter during a battle in the moon. Yeah, but yeah, it just didn't work out. And I think um, uh, it was probably thought that of that the series in terms of years run probably would have been the third longest running Nickelodeon series, well, after SpongeBob SquarePants, obviously, and The Fairly Odd Parents. But the production assets to, I think, I forget, it was O Entertainment and the DNA productions, it would have been way too expensive to do, so they just stopped. Like I said, there's still reruns of it. Have I watched this anymore? Not really. But the reason why I liked it, and I'm trying to remember, um, I actually don't know any of the actors. Sorry, people. There, there was a total of 61 episodes and three seasons, like I said. It was good for that time. The next one, this is kind of an old show. I don't know when was it released? I mean, there was 118 episodes, which means there's about five seasons. Um, Uh, wow. Okay, so this one started like in 1997 of October and ended in '06 of April. So that was. But this show is called The Bear in the Big Blue House. It was an American children's television series by Kriegman Henson Television for the Disney Channel's Playhouse Disney. Like I said, it started in October of 1997 and ended sadly in April 28th of '06. Let me get into the plot. So this character named Bear, he lives in this big blue house with his friends. I think Ojo, Tutter, Trilo, Pip and Pop, and Shadow. I like Pip; they were funny. So he and his friends, they always have these amazing adventures. Those normally include like solving problems, sharing, cooperating with one another, and helping develop social life skills. And I loved how each episode opens with the welcome song. Na, 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 na. Surprised I still actually know that. And the other characters in the show make their appearance, and the theme song and plot of the show starts to come to play. Um, Throughout the episode, the like themes like sleep, doctors, Thanksgiving is being taught, and a lesson's actually being learned at the end of the episode. Songs, there's jokes. There acts like what's the term I'm thinking of? You know, someone that takes care of everybody. Um, 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 like I guess not. I wouldn't say babysitter, caregiver to Ojo, who is a bear cub, who is a lemur, Tutter, the mouse, Pip and Pop, who are these two mischievous otters. Um, um, then there's this character named Shadow, which narrates a little segment with shadow puppets in almost every episode you would see. And most of these segments are kind of in song. Some are a little short story that relates to the theme. And at the end of the program, Bear then sings the Goodbye, Goodbye with Luna song. Strange, I know. I know an actor named Peter Linz who is actually performing Tutter. Like I said, he's a little mouse. It's funny. Peter Linz also did, I think Pip and Tyler Bunch did Pop. Um, Peter Linz did a lot of the characters or operated characters. So, but I love them. Actors too, or supporting characters. Sorry. Voiced by same people. And there's not a lot of locations. I don't think I had, but I can't remember. But sadly, since I said it was initially started in like '97 and ended in '06, the voice actress for Luna, Lynn Thigpen, sadly died due to a cerebral hemorrhage, and Thigpen's death kind of led to a 3-year hiatus of Bear in the Big Blue House. So there was a planned film version of was also kind of put on hold because that death, Tara Mooney, who had voiced the character, the Shadow character, in an interview with Ray D'Arcy on Today, stated the crew's hearts just weren't into the production anymore. And Thigpen's friends and family established a nonprofit foundation. So, and Bobo Lewis Foundation, I think, to help young actors and actresses learn how to survive and better succeed in New York theater, and to mentor the next generation of Broadway stars, as we see now. So after that hiatus and the spinoff Breakfast with Bear, new episodes returned to Disney Channel in '06, with the last one airing on April 28th. And I think Thigpen was also posthumously nominated for a Daytime Emmy Award for voicing Luna the Moon and Bear in the Big Blue House, but lost to Jeff Corwin. There's a lot of songs in here. You know, the Bear Cha Cha Cha, I think I do remember that one. Welcome to the Big Blue House, Goodbye Song. Um, Then Go to Bed Sleepyhead is also one I know. And actually, this one had daytime Emmy awards. Um, outstanding sound mixing, outstanding directing in a children's series, outstanding directing in a children's series, which these people have won. Gold Award winner and Directors Guild Award, outstanding directional achievement in children's programming. Liked it. I love that show. And it's sad that I just now figured out that that person died. I didn't know that. If you guys don't know this next one, I'm gonna be surprised because I think it's been in a lot of memes or a lot of horror themed things. It's Teletubbies, okay? Um, Let me try to find a better version of this. Teletubbies. Does it have a wiki page I'm trying to find? Yeah, it does. Okay, so Teletubbies. Yes, I used to love it. Okay, do not. And I think there was a lot of uh people who voiced the characters. Uh, wow. And this, guess you won't believe how many episodes this had. 425 episodes. I don't know how many seasons. I can't remember. I don't even think there was seasons, to be honest. I remember the Teletubbies say "Ayo, ayo." And I think they actually had live events too. But anyway, so Teletubbies. Don't know. I'll give you a little more backstory on this. So was a British preschool children's television series by Ragdoll Productions, Drew Davenport. More on four multicolored creatures known as the Teletubbies, named for for the television screens that were implanted in their chests. It was it's been recognized as a popular culture for the uniquely shaped antenna that was coming from the heads of the characters, communicated by saying gibberish, designed to bear more of a resemblance to young kids. Oh, it's it had high production values. I'll say that the series went rapid and became, I think, a commercial success in Britain and abroad. I think it won multiple FTA awards, was nominated for two daytime Emmys throughout its run. Um, a single based on the show's theme song reached #1 in the UK sales charts, I think in December 1997, and had remained in the top 75 for about 32 weeks, selling, I think, 1 million copies, which is surprising. Even though it ended originally in '01, there were 60 in 2014 and are currently aired on the United Kingdom and Nick Jr. here. There's also still reruns of the original ones that are continuing to be shown on relevant TV shows worldwide about 15 years after the original run's conclusion. Pretty good too. I don't want to get into everybody, but I think everybody knows the characters, so they have merchandise. It's kind of weird when I'm looking at it. There was live events. Uh, there's a lot of mixed reviews though from like the critics. I don't blame them. Um, there's it's common though with the Tinky Winky controversy because of the carrying bag. Um, I think I don't know is and then some people thinking there's a cult following. Um, I couldn't see it, but that's what I don't know. I don't know. But I liked it. I think so what the story was I was gonna add to it was I actually had a Teletubby plushie or little stuffed animal. I lost it and I missed it actually because I always connected well with her, and her color was red, and I loved red back at that time. And she was just so cute. I mean, if she was just adorable. She was my favorite out of all the characters. Me. Another one was the Berenstain Bears. I don't actually know much about it because there's not much information apparently. Well, okay, I found it actually. Never mind. But Berenstain Bears children's literature franchise that was made, I think, by Stan and Jan Berenstain, and had been continued on by their son, Mike Berenstain, who had assumed the authorship in '02, then full authorship in 2012 following Jan's death. So, I guess the mom. And the books had featured a small family of these grizzly bears who generally learn moral and safety lessons. And I liked it. And I think it debuted in their book was in 1962, which was The Big Honey Hunt. I think there's been over 300 titles that were sold approximately 260 million copies in just in 23 languages. It also expanded well beyond books. I now just found out there's two television shows. Um, the series has, of course, been criticized for its perceived saccharine tone and formulated storytelling, but I don't see why. Story of how the husband and wife met. Um, I do actually remember the old version of the Big Honey Hunt compared to the new one. I remembered reading the old one. It was good. I liked it. Um, so some of them is critics are saying the series had a syrupy, unsatisfying, infuriatingly formulaic. Formulaic. It's just less structure, more than stern structures. A lot of hate comments about it. I don't know. I liked it. I think it, and because it's also been awarded the Ludington Award from the Educational Paperback Association, which to children's literature, the Drexel citation from a university, several Philadelphia Literary Children's Roundtable honors, and of course, there's many other state reading association awards. Following Jan's death in 2012, author Jerry Spinelli had said that the Berensteins made a wonderful and lasting contribution to children's literature. And I think Donna Napoli had said that the Bears had helped save so many children through. I agree because I learned so much from those books. I learned a lot about safety and all, and it was in a cheerful, kind of energetic way too. And they're timeless. I loved it. And they're just funny to me. I remember one episode where they had the parents switch uh, places with the children. It was funny. And also, the Bearstein Bears had become sort of like a spokesbearers for preventing child abuse in America. Um, it was really inspiring. I love that show. It was good. The show I really don't think people know about, especially kids these days, because when was it up? When did it end? It had 10 seasons and about 130 episodes. Um, Views. Oh no, it originally aired like in the 2000s and ended in 2010. So about 7 years ago. But this show is called Between the Lions. It's on PBS, of course. It's another American children's television series for helping children read. And um, I think it was in association with Mississippi Public Broadcasting and for children and for PBS viewers like you. Thank you. I remember that because it always said that in the beginning. But the target audience was mainly for children between the ages of 5 and 8. I loved it even when I was past the age of 8. It was just very catchy. I think so. It had the same puppet. It has the same puppet style as Sesame Street did, and in 2 episodes, most notably Dance and Smarty Pants, had it kind of actually a few characters from Sesame Street that were guest appearing. Um, it replaced the Puzzle Place, and I've heard of it. There's still reruns. There were reruns that continued until sadly of August 31st of 2011 when they stopped. Don't like that. It was like comedy, drama, action, adventure, fantasy, and it's also very musical because they have singers too. Got some puppeteers, a lot of people. Got Fred Newman, Dr. Ruth Westheimer. But basically, the series had kind of more focus on a family of lions taking on human form here, which operate and live in this big, busy, large library. Starring along weird, unusual characters like Click, who is an electronic, a computer mouse. Well, I'm sorry, Click is an electronic computer mouse that talks and looks kind of like a real mouse. Um, it helps to promote literacy and reading, and it's most notable for sections of almost every episode which the Lions introduce an existing picture book to the audience and read it. It often presents some moral lesson. Some episodes have adaptations of well-known like folk tales or ancient myths or fables. Like while some have featured pop storybooks like Click Clack Moo, Cows That Type, or show the lions learning or benefiting from lessons presented by the story. Featured an array of different like little segments that had a distinct style, and particularly more parodies of well-known media redesigned educationally for younger audiences or easier animations. Some of them more repetitive than the others, but the main feature is it's never set outside of the library. It's always it usually is like chronicles the lions they experience within the library. This little segment of with these pair of pigeons that are named Walter and Clay that are very funny and have loved to infuriate this living bust of the library's deceased founder, Barnaby B. Busterfield III, which was in the upper section of the library, I think, but is normally for intended comic relief. I just remembered one of my shows I watched. Um, oh man, it's called. I know it's that, but I can't remember the show. I found it. I found one more. I found the other one I was looking. I remembered one. I couldn't remember what it was called, but I remember it. Here were Barnaby B. Busterfield III, like I just said, who is the deceased founder of the library. Funny guy. I loved him. Then I said that there's Walter and Clay, the pigeon, who are the comic reliefs. Then you got Dr. Alexander Graham Nitwhite. Oh man, what did he do? Oh man, what did he do? I'm trying to remember. I know he's a pelican scientist. Oh, he's a pelican scientist. He hates being called. Um, he's often mispronounced as Dr. Nitwit because that's him, and Nitwhite, and I always was called Nitwit by my mom, by his assistant Watson. Um, then Theo and Cleo, I'll get into them in a moment. He's just a funny guy. He's a scientist. He was funny. His name's kind of a pun on Alexander Graham Bell, who was the creator of the telephone, and who is the library's information specialist. Every time she appears, she gives information about the library and reading to various callers. The live computer mouse, funny and a lover. Then you got Heather the I can't say this word, thesaurus. I can never say that. A giant dinosaur, as a pun on the word thesaurus or thesaurus. It was kind of funny back then. effectively whenever a character asks about a homophonic, homophonic word, or whenever a situation is called for one. And it was funny. And then you got Grandpa Lion, who is Cleo's father, and Lionel and Leonora's maternal grandfather, I think, and also father-in-law of Theo, who visits the library and all that. Um, Aunt Priscilla and Uncle Otto Lion, who I guess are Lionel and Leona's aunt and uncle. Um, and I can't believe they forgot the actual characters, main characters too. Oh, I missed them because I skipped them. I'm sorry. So the real main characters here, though, the main ones are the Lion Cubs, Lionel, who is 7 and first grade, and Leona, who is 4 years old, and the parents who run the library, Theo or Theodore, and Cleo Cleopatra. I liked it. Do the Cubs almost every episode, and so they can get all wild about reading. Those are the main ones. Excuse me. So let's see. The first season had 30 episodes. Season 2 had 25, so about 5 less than the first. Season 3 had only 10. Season 4 strangely only had 5. And then from season 5 on to season 10, just like season 3, all had 10 episodes. And they were mostly September and ended last aired November. I liked it. I liked the monkey pop-up theater. It was funny. I don't know why. With singing with operatic voices, it was kind of funny. Then the Valleys. Um, what else was there? Was there Adventures of Cliffhanger? I loved that part of that show. It was so funny. I loved it so much. Um, People and the Re people. It's like they're knights, I think. Was this one the knights? No, actually, I think that was something different. I can't remember who were the knights. Um, I'm trying to find. There was one section where these two knights, and I can't remember what the section was. Oh, if they don't have it. Well, maybe they didn't. I can't see it. Yeah. I think there's also guest stars. Like, there's actually this show I'll also be lastly talking about were 3 cast members of Zoom. That's actually another show I'll be talking about. Teaching viewers how to read the word Zoom. I think they're also Al Roker, Jasmine Guy, Denise Graves, Vanessa L. Williams, and Jane Seymour. 3 of those I don't know, but I do know Al Roker. Um, Made appearances to read words to the viewers, as well as some athletes and I know Joe Lynn Turner sung the song Clobbered in the episode Giants and Clubs. This show had a lot of Emmys that they got. The series that won many of the Emmy Awards. Um, these are just these are included. So there's Outstanding Preschool Children's Series, Executive Producers, and all that. That's who won it. Outstanding Writing in a Children's Series. This was the 08-09. Another outstanding achievement in music direction and composition, which was they were nominated though, sadly, in. They also got a nomination in 08 for outstanding achievement in art direction, set decoration, and scenic decoration. And I agree, that was actually good, but I wish they won. And they were nominated School Children's Series in 08 and composition in 08. Those were nominated as well. I don't think they won them. I think they won 2, but nominated for the rest. Sadly, though, they canceled this animated spinoff. So there was apparently, from what I heard, an animated spinoff was being planned to air. The first two would have focused on nursery rhymes, Anne and the Grasshopper and the Three Little Pigs, while the other would have focused on seasons and weather. One was like about wind, the other was about snow and winter. But due to the closure of Cloud Kid, that's who was producing it, was going to produce this and consist of the 4 episodes, had been canceled. Cohen Associates, which is an animation studio that worked on Between the Lions, uploaded a clip from the spinoff on their Vimeo account. I don't know what that was though. But I like that show. It was my favorite. I was watched it with my grandparents. If that was weird. Another TV show that was a classic, and I still don't think anybody's really much heard it much, unless you're like my age, you would know it. Um, and actually, I think it's still present today. It aired in October 7th of 1996, the year after I was born. Hold on, I have a pimple right on my lip and it hurts. And it's still going on to this day. So that's a lot. And bear with me. There's like 20 seasons still going, 232 episodes to this day. And the song was Believe in Yourself by Ziggy Marley and the Melody Makers. Um, and it was created by Mark Brown. You guessed it, it's Arthur. Arthur it is a Canadian American animated educational TV series for children aged 4 to 8, and it was made by Kiki Jar Group, or more as Cinar, and WGBH for PBS. And the show is set in Elwood City and revolves around the lives of 8-year-old Arthur Reed, who is an aardvark, his friends, and his family, and their daily interactions with one another. And it was based on the Arthur book series, which I have actually read. I loved it. And it was written and illustrated by Mark Brown, who also created the show. Um, and I think they began in 1994 and aired the actual first episode on October 7th, 1996. And since its debut, it has broadcasted 229 30-minute long episodes. Arthur is the second longest active running show on PBS, well, behind Sesame Street. It is the longest running children's animated television series. And I think there was like some spin-off series, Postcards from Buster, which I remember that too, and actually it was online as well. Had aired, I think, in December 03 as a season 8 episode of Arthur. Postcards from Buster kind of aired October 11, 2004, and until November 21st of 08. It faced several years of hiatus until like a brief revival in February 2012, only to sadly be canceled after airing 3 unseen episodes that had been held over from the show's 3rd season. So Arthur often deals with a lot of big issues. Family and his families face like asthma, dyslexia, cancer, diabetes, and Asperger's syndrome. And it helps also encourage reading and relationships with family and friends by explaining that people have different personalities and different interests. And it became one of the highest rating shows on PBS Kids for pretty much several years since its debut, averaging, I think, around 10 million viewers weekly in the US. And it is aired in a total of about 83 countries, and including on PBS in the United States, Radio Canada, Knowledge Network, TV Ontario, and CBC in Canada, and several ABC channels in Australia, and BBC One, CBBC in the UK. And like I said, it's the longest running children's animated series in the US, and the second longest running animated series in the US, again, like behind The Simpsons. And in late 2015, it was announced that the series had been renewed for a 20th and 21st season, along with 2 new hour-long specials. So long. So I'm trying to get more of the setting about this. Actually, I already told you mostly about it. I think there's also been guest stars that appear on the show, like Joanne Rivers, Lance Armstrong. Only guest stars to make more than one appearance on the show on the series. Um, so we have the voice actors. There's a lot, and I'm gonna say what seasons they've been on. Some of them were the same, but some of them are different. And a lot of people voice different people. So Arthur has been voiced by two, four, five, six, seven, eight, by 8 different people. Like Mitchell Yarmush, Justin Bradley, Mark Rendell, even in the season 6 redub. Cameron Ansel, Dallas Jokic, Drew Adkins, William Healy, and Jacob Uzamaros, who is actually now the current one for season 20 and onwards. Some of them are still people who are voicing them today. The person who's voicing DW, sorry, my lip is bleeding because I accidentally bit it. Who's voicing DW currently is Christian DiStefano. Ow, didn't even do anything. Busters only had 2 people, which was Daniel Brochu as Danny Brochu from seasons 1 to 4. And it still says there's the same, but I don't know. Francine is still voiced by Judy Resther um, from season 20 to present. Muffy is still Melissa Altro, surprisingly. These are some of the younger people. They have Brain. I like Brain. He was funny. Me. Right now, Max Friedman Cole is voicing him. Binky or Mr. Reed or Bailey is Bruce Dinsmore. Miss Reed, that's the parents, voiced by Sonia Ball. Mr. Ratburn, I remember him. Arthur Holden, Grandma Thora, Joanne Knowles, Grandpa Dave or Mr. Crosswires, AJ Henderson. Prunella, Tamar Kozlov. Sue Wellen is voiced currently by Jesse Cardos. Tommy Tibble is now voiced by Jake Sim. Timmy Tibble, there's a Tommy and then there's a Timmy. They're twins, the little mischievous twins, is voiced by Jacob Iwanek. I can't say his name. Emily is voiced now by Sally Isherwood. Nadine Haley Reynolds, who's playing her. Fern is voiced by Holly Gother Frankel. George is voiced by Eleanor Noble. Ladonna is by Crystal Meadows. Molly's Maggie Castle. Jenna is voiced by Bridget Tierney. You get Catherine, voiced by Robin Thaler. James is voiced by Christian DeStefano, who I think is also voicing DW. It's kind of weird, but I don't know. I'm sorry, wait, no, I'm right. There's many more, but some of them I don't know. Like, so here's the list. Oh, wow, there's a lot. Some of the celebrity guests are Jake Perletsky, Freed Rogers. Mr. Rogers appears as himself. He played Fred Rogers played Mr. Rogers. Art Gunfunkel, Yo-Yo Ma, Joshua Redman, Alex Trebek, Michelle Kwan, when Francine learns to skate, the Backstreet Boys themselves, in the hour-long special, Arthur, It's Only Rock and Roll. Larry King, although King does not appear on the show as himself, he interviews the author characters during the Interstellar and Interstitial on PBS telecasts. Then you got Tom and Ray Malogsky. You know, pick a car, any car, and all that. Arthur Ganson, Coco Taylor, Taj Mahal, Frank Gehry, or Geoffrey, I can't say his name, Rodney Gilfrey, Johnny Damon, Edgar Renteria, Mike Timlin, you got Ming Tsai, Matt Damon, Lance Armstrong, Joanne Rivers, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Neil Gaiman, Michelle Finkel, Alan Cumming, Idina Menzel, and BJ Novak. So, yeah. They had music albums, they had television, they had it on websites, they had Actimates. I don't know what that is, though. Video game, I think there's only one. Um, the series has been acknowledged with the George Foster Peabody Award and 4 Daytime Emmy Awards for Outstanding Children's Animated Programs. I think in '02, TV Guide ranked Arthur Reed number 26 on its list of 50 greatest cartoon characters of all time. And the show has also won a BAFTA and was nominated for 17 daytime Emmys. I can't read. And I think it's also been noticed in popular culture, like other shows too, that use it as reference. I think it's also been used as memes too. I can't remember. Next one, okay, so this series is the one I kind of heard their opening theme song to a few hours ago. And this show is called Liberty's Kids. So I doubt anybody's actually seen this because it was originally on from September 2nd, 2002 until April 4th, 2003. So it's only been on for a year. And I loved it. There's only 40 episodes in like one season, sadly. But I liked it. It's a historical fiction, okay? Um, like we had Kathleen Barr, Rio Jones, Chris Lundquist, Kevin Williams, and Walter Cronkite, who did the song Through My Own Eyes, which I recently listened to. But if you don't know what Liberty Kids was an animated educational historical fiction television series by DIC Entertainment. And I think it originally broadcasted on PBS on their PBS Kids block from, like I said, September the 2nd to 2002 to April 4th, 2003. Although some PBS stations, I think, continued to air the reruns until August of '06. It was a smaller television show. Um, um, what was I thinking? It was based on the idea by this person named Kevin O'Donnell, and it had developed, and it had received 2 Daytime Emmy nominations in '03 and '04. Both were for Outstanding Performer in an Animated Program. The sole purpose of that show was to teach its audience about the origins of the United States of America. Um, it's kind of like CBS's cartoon miniseries, This Is America, the Charlie Brown years. But Liberty Kids tells the story of young people and dramas surrounding the major events in the Revolutionary War. So there was celebrity, like I told you, celebrity voices: Walter Cronkite, Sylvester Stallone, Ben Stiller, Billy Crystal, Annette Bening, Dustin Hoffman, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Liam Neeson, Whoopi Goldberg, Don Francisco. Um, they played characters that were critical to the forming of a free country, from the Boston Tea Party to the Constitutional Convention. The show runs a half hour, including the commercials. Um, um, I think these they were replaced by segments, which included the Liberty News Network. It was kind of cool. Mr. Guest, Now and Then segment, and Continental Cartoons, which is kind of like a guessing game. So I'm gonna get into the story of the characters. So Liberty Kids kind of featured Benjamin Franklin, fictional associates of his and their experiences during the American Revolution. Although 16 years from the Boston Tea Party in 1773 to the ratification of the U.S. Constitution in 1789, no main characters appear to age except for Dr. Franklin. So the first female character was Sarah Phillips. I liked her. She's this bright-eyed girl from England and she 13 colonies in 1773 at just the age of 15 in search for her father, Major Phillips, who was, I think, last heard exploring the region of Ohio. And upon her arrival, she's warmly welcomed by and lives as a guest for Benjamin Franklin. Phillips remains in England and is, of course, a good friend to Dr. Franklin. But however, with the possibility of war going on between American colonists and the English mother country, she decides that she will become a reporter for Franklin's newspaper in order to offer a more balanced perspective to the press. In the power of words and equal rights for all, and is never afraid to speak her mind. So at the start of the series, she is a firm loyalist, which of course sparks many arguments between her and James. I'll explain who he is later on. And later in the series, she has a change of heart and starts to realize how much she has started to come to understand the people of the colonies and ends up supporting the revolution. Men know the way to her heart is good manners. When this happens, James can seem almost kind of jealous. In the series, she appears to feel more than friendship for James. And throughout the series, Sarah and James grow more closer. And at the end of the series, her mother, Lady Phillips, joins Sarah and her father in the United States, and Sarah starts to hope to explore more of her new country. Hitler, that's the man I talked about earlier. He's this young American colonist who was orphaned and as a child because of a lightning storm which burned his childhood home down to the ground with his parents inside. Sad story, really. Series at the age of 14, James really admires Benjamin Franklin, whose invention of the lightning rod had saved many from the same tragedy. Smart and impulsive, he pursues the revolution from a slightly one-sided perspective, something that prompts Sarah to counter his views. And he's an apprentice in Franklin's print shop. He believes firmly in the American cause and will do almost anything to ensure that the people receive an honest view of what is happening. In the process, he also faces the less positive aspect of the political conflict that eventually, forces his patriotic into new maturity. And he values his friends, Sarah and Henry. I'll get into him next. He can, like I said, be a little protective of Sarah when he attempts to keep Henry out of trouble. He kind of acts more like an older brother figure to Henry. He's very laid back, constantly reminded of his bad etiquette and poor table manners by Sarah, toward whom he shows, feelings of what might be more than friendship, and intends to start his own newspaper following the steps of his mentor. Now, Henry, he has a long name, Henry Richard Maurice Dutoit Lefebvre. Energetic boy. Gets into a lot of trouble, though. He found a home in Benjamin's workshop. French fluently, Dr. Franklin has insisted that he learn to speak, read, and write in both English and French. Boy, he's funny, though. I think he returned to France with the Marquise de Lafayette, who had become close to during the series, almost like a son. It's implied that Lafayette adopts Henry as his foster son, actually. Now, Moses, he's this African American guy, a slave, I think. He was brought in chains to North America as a slave and sold on the block in Charleston, South Carolina. But because of his ingenuity, Moses learned to read, forge metal, and buy his freedom from his master, and freeing himself from the slavery of the southern American South. Being confused for a runaway slave, Moses is required to carry papers proving that he is a free man. He moved to Philadelphia and found work with his brother Cato had not been fortunate. joining the British troops as a soldier to earn his freedom. Um, what else is there? I'm trying to remember. Allows anyone to strip him of his dignity, despite his or her feelings on race. He hopes to educate children of all colors in the ideals of American, so that everyone may one day be free. And I think he reveals a plan to set up a school for free black children, only to Dr. Franklin and the Marquis de Lafayette. He only tells that too. Cato, his brother, goes to Canada with Miss Radcliffe, who is a British loyalist and friend of Sarah and her mother. There's so many other characters here, but it just shows you and all that. So the people who sing the theme song of Liberty Kids Through My Own Eyes, Aaron Carter, who actually voices a character, Joseph Plum Martin, which appears in episodes 24 and 36. Then another girl who sings it with them is Kayla Henkel, who is this country singer who also voices Sybil Ludington that appears in episode 21. Performed this full version of the song at the Capitol Fourth concert in Washington, D.C. In July of 2002. However, only the chorus and the second verse and the third verse of the song serve as the series' opening theme. I liked it, though. I like this show a lot. I mean, I learned a lot. I don't tell much about anything else, though. But I loved it. How long have I been talking for? My throat hurts. All right, well, it's like 11:28 right now. I don't even know how long I've been talking for. I can talk a lot. You'd be surprised what I can do. Let me see. Uh, does this one tell me how long I've been talking? I've been for only an hour? That's not that long as I thought. Hmm. I'm trying to go through which ones I want to talk about next. Um, for Disney Channel, I'll do a separate episode for Disney Channel because I want to. For Cartoon Network specifically. So we're almost done with Nickelodeons and PBSs. Just going through which one's on Nickelodeon again because I don't remember. Hold on a sec. I'm trying to remember which one was on Nickelodeon and which one was on Disney. But I think the rest of my shows I have up here are on Disney. Yeah, the rest are on Disney. Actually, this one wasn't. Zoom wasn't. Let me get into Zoom because I know nobody really watched that at that age because it wasn't that long. Um had 6 seasons and 130 episodes, and it started originally in 1972 of January and ended February 6th of 1978. Now there have been a chronological follow-bys, which was Zoom in the 1999 series, and all that, but I'll get into more of it. So Zoom is like a half-hour educational television program created almost entirely by children, which had, like I said, aired on PBS originally in 1972, 1978 of February. It helped encourage children to turn off the TV and do it. There was a cast of kids, which were known as the Zoomers, present or perform various activities like games, plays, poems, recipes, jokes, songs, movies, science experiments. I love that one. And informal chats on subjects like hospitals, prejudice, etc. which were all suggested by viewer contributions. And these activities were introduced by such titles like Zoom Movie, Zoom Play of the Week, Zoom Rap, or later known as Zoom Chat, Zoom Game, Zoom Do, Zoom Goody, Zoom Phenomenon, etc. and all. Um, they even had mail-in requests up there too. It had various language games like Ooby Dooby, where the syllable oob or each vowel in each syllable of a word, active example, and all that. And each show had a Zoom guest sequence, which is a short film documentary about a child with a special talent for singing, piano playing, tap dancing, instrument making, performing in the Ice Capades. I think that's Ice Capades. Um, episode even featured a boy building a boat by making a ring of brush and covering it with a tarp. Uh, it and this was kind of like unlike the other children's fair at the time. It was most part unscripted. It was far from seeking to make stars of the children performers. The contracts prohibited them from making any television appearances or doing commercials for 3 years after they left the show. Zoom was actually intended to inspire children to become active investigators, creators, and problem solvers, as well as also introduce them to the principles of ethnic diversity. Um, so the first Zoom series, I think, lasted 6 seasons. Then it featured 49 Zoomers. That's how many were in there. 3 seasons, cast members were transitioned with a catchy production number, which introduced the new cast members to the continuing cast members. The same song was used for each transition. How do you dee do? You know, how you know when you meet someone new. Um, uh, Zoom was also presented in most episodes with captions for the hearing impaired before the development of closed captioning. A lot of people. So many. I liked that show when I was little. One of mine, and was this be the last one? I'm gonna add, I'm almost there. Yeah, I'm almost there. Um, because then the others were, um, Nicktoons and, uh, yeah. So there's only like one, two, about three left, so we're almost done. I need to get me a drink. Okay, so one of my other favorite ones that I really loved, and I think now it's more two brothers really. I don't know. Um, it was called Zaboomafoo, and if you guys have not heard that show, where have you been? That show was my favorite. Zaboomafoo was an American Canadian children's television series, which originally aired on PBS for 30 minutes from January 25th, 1999 until November 21st, 2001. It's still currently shown in, syndication and was regularly shown on Sprout until 2011. 65 episodes that were aired. A creation of the Kratt brothers, Chris and Martin Kratt, had featured a talking Kirkella Safika named Zaboomafoo, Ottawa-born puppeteer, Gordon Robertson, and mainly portrayed by Jovian, and a collection of repeat animal guests. Every episode begins with the Kratt brothers in Animal Junction, which is a peculiar place in which the rules of nature change and wild animals come to visit and play. After January 16, 2004, the series was pulled from its weekly airing on most PBS stations, though some continue to air it. The show was, I think, broadcast in the US, Canada, Latin America, Brazil, Australia, Spain, UK, Ireland, France, Germany, Portugal, Belgium, the Netherlands, Middle East, India, and Serbia. Montenegro, Bosnia, Herzegovina, FYR, Macedonia. Language. This is the list. And on number 10, 2014, Jovian died of renal failure in his home at the Duke Lemur Center at the age of 20, which is sad. Actually, what does that mean? Oh, it's kidney failure, basically. That voiced, like I said, that voiced Zabumafu had sadly died of renal failure. Lemur Center. So that's sad. I didn't know that happened. But so the shows that preceded this were The Kratts Creatures, which was in 1996, and then, as we all know, The Wild Kratts, which is started in 2011 and it's still going on today. Let's see. So, this is kind of the premises and structure of the show. Detail though. But I want to stop. My voice is killing me. I'll go into more. I'm gonna actually stop for today. My throat is killing me now. So I've been talking constantly. But yeah. So just half of the shows that I watched, and this was just PBS, and I really enjoyed them. I'm gonna go. My voice is killing me right now. So I hope you like this video, and I will make a part 2, and I will also link part 1 into that part 2 video, so that way y'all can catch up what I was doing. It's actually, like I said, the first time I'm using a microphone that's connected to my headphones. So I'm hoping the quality sounds great, and I'm sorry. But yeah. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Also, if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button because I do lots of random videos, mostly, about what I saw as a kid. Just my usual. Thank you. And then there's my mother. Anyway, I hope you like this video. Let me know. Comment below what was your favorite cartoon as a child. All the same interest as me. Oh well, your girl Flaherty here's out. Bye!